Hello everyone, welcome to my channel The Cloud Box. In this video I am just going to talk about how to read the files from Azure ADLS storage account or a blob account. This is the next video inside the Azure DataBricks playlist. If you have not watched my previous video, I request you please go and watch it. And those videos are really important for this video. In this video we are going to read the data from Azure storage account. I want to tell you that Azure is a different resource and DataBricks is a different resource, and we are connecting these two resources all together. Although Microsoft Azure has a tie-up with the DataBricks and they have launched their own version Azure DataBricks, but we need to connect. So for connecting, we need to uh, authenticate the Microsoft Azure storage account with the DataBricks. So for this, we need to create a mount point. So in my previous video, I have already explained how to create mount point. If you come to my channel, The Cloud Box, in the Azure DataBricks playlist, you would see two videos as of now, but this video is really important because I have uploaded how to create mount point using access keys and SAS token. And in the second video, I have uploaded how to create mount point using a service principal. Any of the ways you can create your mount point. So the moment you are creating mount point, so you are eligible to read and write from your Azure storage account. If I'll come to my Azure storage account, here is a container called landing. In the landing, we have one file present called order.csv. So this file we need to read inside DataBricks notebook. And for that, we need to create a cluster. That cluster should be up and running. If it is not, then your code will not run. If you do not know how to create cluster, just go here and this empty page will come. So just go and create cluster and you can easily create it. How to create a notebook? Just go and create, click on notebook, choose any of the name, select any of the language from here and just okay. Now come to the point how we can read the files. There are so many methods to reading the file using PySpark, but here we are going to use a few methods and then we can simply do the optimization on that method. So for that, what we can do, we can create a data frame. I'm creating df is equal to one data frame, spark.read, and I'm directly passing CSV. And here I am just defining the path. If you are reading through Azure storage account and if you have created the mount point, so first you need to write a /mnt, then we need to pass landing, and then we need to give the file name. Okay, and just you can write .show, so you can easily show whether your file is coming or not. Okay, you can see we are able to read the files, and although the column name is coming like C0, C1, C2 like this, so column name is not defined. Okay, so Spark just ignoring the column name. So by default these are the header file, so header is false. So this show method is valid in DataBricks also and in the plain Spark also, but DataBricks we gives us a one more method called display method, and this display method just give you result in a tabular format. Okay, just before that we need to give it because we have created show here and then we are reading. So just run it again and then we will run this display. Now you run it and you can see your data is coming. Okay, now you can see your data is coming in a tabular format. Although column name is coming C0, C1, it means column name are not defined. Got it? So just remove this. I'm just going to comment this. Fine. Now I'm creating one more data frame, another data frame. Here I am just doing some different approach for reading. Spark.read would be always there. Here I'm writing a format. So here while writing .csv, I'm additionally define what is the type of the data. So here you can define the JSON as well. Here you can define, in place of .csv, you can define .json, any of the file you want. Parquet, Avro, anything, whatever file you want. So here I am writing a dot format. In a dot format, I am passing CSV like this. And if you done this, so we need to write dot load. It means load the data from this location. Just one extra message code and run this. And also if you want to show like dot show, so dot show also you can give it like this, df1 dot show. It will give you the results. Perfect. You are able to see there is no much difference writing .csv directly here or dot format and again here defining. Okay, if you want to display, this will also give you a better look and feel. So just do this and you would be able to see the results. Okay, there is one more a good approach, like whether okay, so first thing we need to define the header also, right? So we need to tell to Spark, hey Spark, just do not ignore the header, just consider the header for us and make header as true. So because we want our column name also should be reflected. Okay, you can see there is no much difference in this syntax and this syntax. I am doing comment for this also, removing the results. Now I'm creating another data frame, df2 equal to spark.read, and then here I am defining dot format, here I am passing dot csv. Here you can give dot option. It means this will be there, but we need to consider some extra thing. So for that reason we need to give the option, and the dot option we need to pass. We know our header is a false, so we need to define header and just write true here. This will also work if you are giving like this will also work. So DataBricks is smart enough, it will consider just writing this and then dot load and then pass this path. Fine, and run this. Perfect, your job got executed successfully. Now go for the results, display df2. Now we would be able to see our column name is also reflecting. It's fetching the results. Yeah, perfect. We are able to see our column name, country, item type, sales channel, order priority, order ID, everything is coming from the file. Fine. Suppose now someone just coming and want to check, hey, I just want to check the data type of this, what kind of data type, because if you have imported, so probably you want to see the reason is what kind of data type, order ID is what kind of data type. Okay, so for that we have a inbuilt function called prinrSchema. In the prinrSchema, it will tell you Spark is considering which column as which data type. Okay, so we can see reason is string, country is string, even order ID is also coming as string, unit sold is string, everything is coming by default is a string. But this is not a practical approach, this is not a good approach. You shouldn't consider every column as a string. If you are considering, then later you need to change. Okay, so for that what we have one option present called inferSchema. inferSchema is a predefined function from a Spark that gives, and what inferSchema will do, I'm just writing this inferSchema is going to tell to a Spark, hey Spark, just go to the record one by one and check the records present in that column, and accordingly you just decide the column behavior, and then you decide your data type. Although this is a very slow process, it is going to slow down your process, but for this moment we are going to do this only because you know, I mean, there is be a huge file and it is going to consider all the, it is going to check all the columns, and then it is going to decide, right? Suppose it will going to reason and it will check all the things, country all the things, item type all the things, and then it will, oh yeah, this is a string. Order type it will check like, oh, this is the numeric value, so it is integer. It will check the decimal value, it will say like, okay, it is a float or maybe a double. So but it's fine, if for the learning thing it's fine, we should know this. So what I am going to do in this only, just going to write it here, and I'm going to comment this, and I'm going to change the name of this data frame. After any of this, here also you can write, here we need to add dot option additionally, and there is keyword called, we need to pass in message code infer schema. You know, these are the methods, and in the Python or Java you know, right, any method is more starts with a small letter, and the middle of that word should be caps. Infer schema, so we are going to, hey Spark, just to infer a schema for us, and it is true. So by default it is false, so we are defining infer schema or making is true. Now just run it, and if you want to show the results, then obviously you can do a display, and inside display you can pass a df3 or df3 dot show, anything is fine. But we are interested in, we need to check the data type. So now if you just write print schema, and if you are just going to run, you can see Spark manually went all the checks, and then here it's come with the results like, oh, order ID is integer, unit sold is integer, and total revenue is a long one, so it is a double, total cost is also double, total profit also double. If you want to check whether it is right or not, so just go for a display and just write it, it is going to print the results. Although it is taking time, but it's fine. We have covered so far in this video, and what next? Okay, suppose someone is coming and okay, let it fetch the record, and let me compare also. Region, country, item type, sales channel, it should be string. Region, country, item, sales channel should be string. Order priority also string. Order ID should be integer. Unit sold should be integer. Something is for double, so you can check total revenue, unit cost, total cost. Everything is coming as expected, double, integer, and string. Fine, we are good for till now. Now you think so, right? Every time you are writing and you are manually changing stuffs here. Suppose file location got changed, right? So you are coming in the main code and you are changing here, right? So why shouldn't we do this like way? Like we just define the variables initially, and in place of the path, we just call those variables here. In place of infer schema, we just call those variables there. So how we can do it? It is very simple. Just take any of the name of the variable, but it's common practice in programming world. So we should take a variable which should be easily understandable for everyone. If someone is watching your, I mean, seeing your code, so he can analyze and can understand what this means. Okay, so first what we need to do, we need to define the file type. Okay, file type we can define CSV. As of now this is CSV, but it could be anything: JSON, Parquet, Avro, anything, binary, Excel, anything. So file type is CSV. That's good. We need to define the location of file, so we can give like file location, and also file location be anything, but as of now the file location is this, so I'm just copying this here. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Now you just want to define header also. Header type I'm defining here, so you can write dot true here. Earlier I told you this will also work, it will work. And I'm defining infer schema type. This is variable, even A, B, C, D also work, but this is variable, so here I am taking as true. Fine, and just run it. So it is stored this variable in your cluster. And now just copy this syntax, just change the data frame. Dot format, we are going to pass the file type. Dot option, here we are going to pass header type. Instead of inferSchema, we are going to pass okay, here it's like we need to write header like this, and then we need to pass this header type. And here instead of inferSchema true, suppose later it could be false, so manually you change it here, and then the variable should be fixed here. So inferSchema type you pass it here. Instead of dot load so many things, you pass this file location. Fine. Now try to run it and see. Okay, you see it, right? This is very lengthy, like it's coming in one line, and maybe someone is like not feeling comfortable. So what we can do, we have a DataBricks give you a next line that you need to write a backslash like this, and you need to write enter. So after this backslash, this all will be going to consider in the continuous line. Here also, if you just want, you can give it. Here also you want, you can give it. So it is going to define like you are reading the file type in one, then header type in one, inferSchema in one, and the file location in one also. So it's good, just try to run it, whether see you are able to run it or not, and whether you are able to get the results or not. Meanwhile it's running, so quickly just write the display, and display I'll pass F4, so it will run, and I will print my results also. Run this, it will wait for this, and then yeah, it got successful, so our syntax is correct. It is fetching the results. We are good to see the results. If you have doubt like whether inferSchema is working or not, like earlier we decided like this, so now we have decided like this. You see header type we have defined like true in the bracket, so header type we have passed it here, so it is working. Now if you want to check your inferSchema things, so just copy this data frame and then dot as expected, strings, integer, and double. Okay, one thing you might have noticed, like we are defining the whole, file name. It is feasible like if we have more than one file, right? So for each file you need to check with the file name. Suppose in the one folder, like I have this landing and this today's file, probably there would be only one file present. Here also the same file. So what we can do while giving the file name, okay, let me define here only. Okay, so instead of landing, there would be one thing, today's file. And why this is happening, because here is also a single string code, so make this double, and here also make this double. Now good. And no file name I just want to give. I want to only consider the CSV file, start.csv. Now run this. What I wanted to say, if only one file is there, better use start.csv. You can also write whole path, that's not an issue, but this will also work. That's I wanted to say. You see, right, it got successful. If I run this, and if I run this, everything is going to work. Now it is also running. Okay, now it took 1.16 seconds. Perfect. So thank you for watching this video, and I guess you can easily read the files from Azure Storage account. And if you really liked my video, I request you please stay with my video, and please like and subscribe my channel. And also, if because I feel so, if I as a beginner can learn and grow as a Azure data engineer, so you can also learn and grow, because it's easy. Because what the problem I have faced, I will going to explain all those things, because as a beginner I know like everyone can face the same problem. So it's a very basic thing. I just told you, like, just go with the video one by one, like how to create mount point and also how to read the files. So accordingly you can go with the flow and you can easily learn. So that's it for this video as of now. Thank you for watching. Bye, have a wonderful day.